7'4".
And a sweeping right-handed hook with the slam. Take a look again at Ralph in slow motion.
I love Sampson for entering the contest. He said, I'm not that good at it. I don't expect to win, but he's here, and he's not afraid, perhaps, not to come out on top.
37 points for Ralph, and here's the defending champ. Doc, of course, a favorite not just with the fans, but among all the other players as well. And here's his first attempt on round number 1.
Very basic. A right-handed over-the-shoulder job for Dr. J, who's looking to repeat his performance of 1976 when Carl Shear led the Denver team into a slam dunk contest in the ABA All-Star game. And this is a repeat of that moment.
39 points. Here's Larry Nance. And Larry with kind of a windmill move on his way to the hoop.
We'll call that one a basic cradle slam, Greg.
He had 44 points on his first dunk. He gets 44 on the second one as well. Darrell Griffith now with his second attempt, round number 1. He had 39 points on his first one. Darrell grabbing the rim with one hand. You know, he can't palm the basketball, John.
He grabbed it with his left. You know what? I smelled a lot of stickum around the circle of guys, Greg. No kidding. They had stickum there, and I'm sure Darrell had some in his hands.
40 points for Darrell on his second dunk, and here is Orlando Woolridge. And Orlando with a 360. Remember, he missed his first try. He had 23 points on his first attempt. This was his second attempt on round number 1, and he pulls in 45 points.
Woolridge at 6'9" shows some mid-air versatility, and here he is.
Julius with a pretty good running start.
Whoa!
Has to do a little dance around the photographers at the end of the court, but what a flying jam by Julius Erving. 39 points on his first attempt, 47 on the second dunk in round number 1.
That reminded people of his 1976 slam dunk victory, that move.
Here's Dominique, and Dominique rams it home.
Can you believe him? Dominique Wilkins on his third attempt. A sweeping right-handed dunk.
And a total of 135 points on round number 1 for Dominique Wilkins. Here's Darrell Griffith's third attempt, round 1. Two-handed jam down the lane for Darrell Griffith.
We call that one a tomahawk, Greg. I think that's a little conservative. That's all right. He has
121 points all told. Here's Clyde Drexler. Third attempt, round 1. And the left-handed slam for Clyde Drexler.
Very nice.
Changes hands in midair, slams it home with his left hand.
Drexler at 6'7", a lot bigger than I thought he was, Greg. What a supreme physique he has.
108 points total for the round. Ralph Sampson, his third attempt on round number 1. 37 on the first dunk, 40 points on the second. This is number 3. And a 360. You know, he's so tall, John, it probably doesn't look as spectacular on a shorter guy.
And it's a disadvantage to be tall in a slam dunk competition because you just can't get to do that much in the air.
And here's Julius. Last dunk, first round with the drive, the two-handed jam, and he looks like he hit his head, John.
He did on the way down. Take a look at that. Behind the back, a reverse slam, and he bangs his head on the bottom of the backboard. Hey, that hurt.
Another look at it. Doc with the spin and the jam, and then bumps his head on the bottom of the backboard. His third dunk of the first round, 134 total points. So let's take a look at the standings after round number 1. Dominique Wilkins, Julius Erving, Larry Nance, Darrell Griffith, they all move on to round number 2. Ralph Sampson, Edgar Jones, Orlando Woolridge, Clyde Drexler, and Michael Cooper will bow out after the first round of play. And Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks will begin with his first dunk, round number 2, and a double pump over his head. John, you talked with Dominique before he went out about his jumping ability.
Oh, he's special. I asked Dominique, how high can you go? And when you ask a player that, he generally points to a part of his arm, his elbow or his upper arm. Dominique pointed to the middle of his chest, Greg. I couldn't believe it.
48 points, John, on that dunk, and he starts the round off with a bang. And now here is Darrell Griffith, 121 points over the first round, his first attempt on round number 2.
Notice how he clutched his right hip before he brought that up for the stuff. Wow, 6'4".
One of the doctors of dunk, 42 points. And now Julius Erving, his first attempt in the second round. I wonder what Julius has in store.
Well, he wants to be creative. I mean, this is the man who invented the dunk to some people.
Oh, Julius.
Touches the backboard on the left side and then stuffs it down. I wonder if all the judges saw that. There are 5 judges at various locations.
44 points for Julius on that attempt. Maybe not. They may not have all caught it.
Should have been a little higher, I think.
Larry Nance, his first attempt, round number 2. Off the board. And slams it home.
It helps to be 6'10", I'll tell you, too. He's so loose. Look how he extends his arms so.
Look at how far away from the basket he was, John, when he grabbed hold of the ball.
What
and
a shot.
Of course, those long arms come in handy,
What
too.
a shot this is. Oh, that's gorgeous. We're talking elbows over the rim there.
Let's see what the judges thought of it. 49 points for Larry Nance.
Second dunk in the second round.
And that's the best score of the day. And Dominique Wilkins is going to go with 2 basketballs.
What is he doing? Oh, wow. You hear about this. Woo!
Dominique getting serious.
Dominique Wilkins with 2 basketballs. There's one, and there's the other.
Very serious. Isn't this incredible?
His
Not
second,
just jumping
48 in
ability,
the
but
second
now hand
round.
time enters into it, John.
On the way down, he stuffed that second one.
And a 48-point performance for his second dunk. He has twin 48s here in round number 2. And Larry Nance is also going to go with both basketballs.
This may not help Larry. You know, you have to be original now, and he's following pretty close behind the human highlight film with the same move, it looks like. Oh.
And Larry gets him down, and maybe a little tougher, too, as he goes underneath.
Yeah, a little different. Reverse, sideways, left-handed, right-handed.
49 points on his first dunk, and on this one the judges give him 48 points. Larry Nance way up there. Now third attempt on the second round for Dominique Wilkins. He's going to go with just the 1 basketball tonight.
That's almost basic for Dominique after what we've seen so far.
Along the baseline, sweeps it home with the right hand, and a 41-point total on his third dunk for a total of 137 on the second round. Here's Doc.
Erving's thinking, you know, a lot of the players are doing their planning when they're in the air, they said. They're not all laid out on paper before the match here.
Doc looks like he's coming from Colorado Springs on this one. Flies home with 2 hands over the head.
Thought he was going to do it on the right side, then he switched over and did it on the left.
47 for the Doc.
47 out of 50.
47-point total for Julius Erving for that dunk, and 140 for the round. And now here is Larry Nance with his third dunk in the second round.
A basic dunk for Larry. Notice how some players dribble and some don't. You have your choice on it. Look what he did in the air that preceded the dunk.
They don't have to dribble. 140 points total for Larry Nance. That brings to a close the second round of competition. Round standings, Julius Erving and Larry Nance will advance to the third and final round. Dominique Wilkins and Darrell Griffith will be spectators. Here's Doc talking strategy.
Dad, throw it up. Throw it up. Dad, look. Throw it up against the back. Catch it. Right. I mean, cradle. Yeah, cradle and then dunk.
You gotta take that foul line, dog. Save that for last.
Those are Julius's sons and fellow teammate Andrew Toney. Boy, I tell you, they've got it all planned for him, don't
A
they?
couple of other young fans watching there, too. Superstars Isaiah and Magic.
Here's Julius opening the final round with his first attempt.
Ah, a right-handed windmill from the left.
Would you call that vintage, Dr. J?
That certainly was. You'll see that in an NBA game, too, if you're an opponent of the 76ers once in a while.
47 points for Doc on his first attempt, and here is Larry Nance.
He's got to be different. Oh,
And Larry with a windmill of sorts on the baseline.
a reverse right-hand windmill.
And Larry Nance with 48 points, and he's a point up on Doc as Doc gets ready for his second attempt on the final round. Oh, and he hits it off the back of the rim.
The impossible has happened.
He hit it off the back of the rim. 25 points. Remember, you can only get 5. And look at the reaction of Doc's kids as they watch him miss his second attempt.
He miscalculated. He left the ground a little bit too late.
Here's Larry Nance. And Larry Nance a little bit conservative on his second try.
Well, Larry's sensing a $10,000 first prize now. And even if he did an ordinary one, he'd get more than 25, and he did.
39 points. And Doc, with his last chance to catch Larry Nance, is stepping it off. This ought to be a dandy.
He put a wristband on to protect that forearm that he banged on the rim earlier. Here we go. Can he do what he did in 76?
Oh, Doc flying down the lane for the slam. Look at his takeoff point, John.
Oh, man, that's what makes this move. That's where you appreciate what Julius Erving did, that side view. The judges judging creativity, Greg, style, and athleticism, and Julius did it all.
And Julius gets the first 50 of the day.
Perfect.
And Larry Nance has that to contemplate now as he gets ready for his third and final dunk. And Julius looks on.
Nance doesn't have it wrapped up by any means, despite Julius's miss. What is Larry Nance going to reach down and do? He's competing against his hero. He said it's his hero.
48 points on his first dunk in his final round, 39 in the second. This is his final attempt. Oh, and he slams it home.
What a move.
And there's Doc applauding him, too. I think Doc knows that Larry Nance has won this competition.
Larry